Welcome, everyone, to another issue of Tales from the Spinner Rack, our comic book review podcast. Oh, yes. Welcome. What's going on? My name is Matt.
I'm Corbin.
And I'm Jake.
He's Corbin. Corbin Ford. What's going on, fellas? Another week down. Some more beautiful comics in our collection. Kicking us off tonight. Did you guys get any new old books this week? Anything new you picked up that's not necessarily for a review? Might just be part of your PC. Something that you just had to have a little bit of.
I mean, gotta give a little love to the classics. This was the old first edition, 1996. Essential Marvel Amazing Spider-Man issues 1 through 20, including the annual. And yeah, it's a trade paperback, but it's one of the earliest ones. Got the cool prints, Spider-Man prints, John Romita. It's a nice book. I'm happy to get my hands on it. And yeah, it's not bad to have the classics. And this is the first few issues of the Stan Lee Steve Ditko run. You know, the introduction of all, your Rogues Gallery for Spider-Man, Doc Ock, Electro, Vulture, Green Goblin, the whole 9 of them. And I just love rereading these stories and seeing how, Stan Lee and Steve Ditko were able to appeal to that era and how these stories stood the test of time. So this was my one little old book pickup. It just finally came in after 4 weeks in the mail.
There you go. What about you, Jay?
No, I didn't pick up anything old. I picked up a few newbies, but
okay. Nothing old. I feel you. Hey, real quick, can we pour one out for the fact that we all should be at Phoenix Fan Fusion this weekend?
Right? We should. Yeah, definitely.
Tonight would be the night. Thursday night. First start.
What are you talking about? It's Sunday night. I don't know what you're talking about. It's Sunday today. Where are you getting Thursday?
Oh, you're right. It's Sunday. I forgot. Well, we'd still be there.
No, right, it's Thursday. We're pre-recording this because Sunday is my birthday, so we're not going to be live. So this is thank you. This is a pre-recorded episode because I don't want to miss. I got to get some more structure here and a little bit more consistency, right?
I feel it exactly.
I have done a lot of old school book picking up this week. I have obtained a 9.0 Amazing Spider-Man 252 first black costume in continuity. I have also obtained Amazing Spider-Man issue 361 first appearance of Carnage.
Just showing off.
And then to go with that, I got Amazing Spider-Man 362 as well as Amazing Spider-Man 363. So
nice little run there.
Yeah.
I love those covers, though, for one.
Yeah, they are very nice covers.
Great works were done on that. Yep. Okay, I like it. I see you, Matt.
Yeah. It's been fun, playing the eBay game a little bit, and pockets are getting a little bit emptier.
You got some value, though. That's good.
That's life, right? That's the life of the collector.
Yeah, I'm always broke. I feel that.
But it's the life of the collector who would normally be buying these books at Phoenix Comic-Con or San Diego, but since all my cons have been canceled this year, I got nothing better to do than to spend all the money I saved up for con on other books. So
at least you got the books. That's the important thing right there.
That's true.
Most proud of.
But it's about the experiences and the friendships you build at con.
That we'll just have to do it in a condensed time, hopefully. Yeah, you're right. I feel it.
But
con time. Anyway, we can talk about cons forever. We got to keep this show moving.
We could talk about cons forever.
We should do a con retrospective one day. Can't wait.
And ever. So this week in the big comic book news, we're gonna get a new Joker origin story in Batman Giant. That's a Walmart exclusive, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that Batman Giant was a Walmart exclusive. Batman Giant number 5 on the shelves at Walmart. So yes, that would be a Walmart exclusive. So if you guys want to find out a new secret origin of the Joker that does not meet, I guess, what we've seen already, make sure to go to your local Walmart and stand in line until they let you in. with your little face mask on and pick yourself up a giant Batman #5. Are either of you going to go pick up a giant Batman #5 to get that new Joker origin story?
No.
I mean, listen. Well, first off, why aren't you going to get one, Jay? I'm curious.
Because it's not going to stick.
You don't think so?
No.
I feel you. I mean, if I like happen to walk into it at a Walmart, or like I go
Yeah.
to the groceries, and I go, oh wait, that Batman giant, then sure. But I'm not rushing to it because to me the only definitive Joker origin story is in The Killing Joke, and that's all I really need. You can repaint a classic car however much you want to. The classic remains, and I don't have an overwhelming rush to it. But what about you, Matt? Are you drawn to it?
No, I'm not drawn to any of the Walmart books. I really don't. When I think of comic books, my first thought isn't let me go to Walmart and buy a book. No, like I said, if I'm there grocery shopping or something, I might take a look. Like when I go grocery shopping, I might go take a look. But other than that, I'm not gonna like rush out to the store to pick it up.
I feel you. But I don't think it's a little classist to think you don't go to comic books from Walmart.
Well, and especially like what you said, it's going to. I don't think it's going to stick, especially with the 3 Joker storyline that's coming out at the end of the year or the end of the summer. I definitely don't think we're going to see it stick.
I have to agree with you. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's just one thing after the other to get something new. And I guess for them, it's like, oh, you had the Joker movie come out this past year. I mean, the Joker's a character that whether in society or in comics, has lasting resonance. So I'm sure anything as big as, oh my gosh, a new Joker origin story, nothing about it being canon or anything is going to have people just flocking to it. And then even if it is something easily undone, and just because of the fact that Joker's plastered over it and people want to get the #1s and everything, I'm sure they're going to be all over it. I am not that person. I'll get it for 99 cents off eBay. I'm just kidding.
I mean, it could blow up. It could be a huge thing, but
who's even writing it?
I have no idea.
That's what I mean. Like, I want to know more about it. If it's going to be something big, like I want it, like there has to be writers and a great team attached to it that makes me go, okay. Otherwise, just any random story that's just a new origin story. I can make an origin story with the Joker right now. Who the heck am I? But it's a new one,
Yeah. Maybe if it's never been done, but maybe if Alan Moore hadn't done it already, and this was kind of something, maybe I would be more apt to run out and get it. But
So I guess if you're in a Walmart and you want to pick up that Joker, anything Joker sells. So I think this book is going to sell purely on the word of mouth. That's a new Joker origin story. Could it be potentially setting up a new Joker that's going to come into the DC universe? Who knows? But I know that the next coming weeks we're gonna be inundated and overwhelmed with Joker as Joker War kicks off, and Joker War spans across all the big DC books like Catwoman and Nightwing, and all of them tie-ins, and the main Batman storyline. We're gonna get 3 Jokers. That storyline this year that goes all the way back to when Batman sat on the throne and asked who the Joker was. We're going to find out why, there's different iterations of the Joker in the DC universe. It's this whole world exploding event is going to happen. And, like we say on Absolute Geek all the time, when Brian does the Hot 10, Joker sells, Joker makes money. Joker's the person you call. Like Anthony said last week in this show, Joker sells tickets, so I definitely think he'll move issues.
And by the way, the creative team is Mark Russell and Chris Mooneyham. So if that rings any bells, or if any big fans out there go, listen, I gotta get me some more Mooneyham, then
that's what I go to Denny's for. Some Mooneyham over my hammy.
Moons over my
over your hammies.
Yeah. I mean hammies. Some moons over my knee hammies. I can't even say his name.
Mooneyham. Chris Mooneyham. Mooneyham. Apparently, he's done work with Predator, Aliens, Judge Dredd, a lot of Image stuff. So at least you have that. And then Mark Russell, he's the writer of this team. I'm not super familiar with him, but he will be penning your story. He currently is writing Killing Red Sonja. He also did some Judge Dredd, The Lone Ranger, and now he's doing some DC comics. He did the Wonder Twins, and that seems to be his repertoire up to now.
Very nice. But if you're not a I shouldn't say you're not a comic book fan, because if you're not a comic book fan, what the hell are you doing listening to a comic book podcast?
Great.
If you're not a Batman fan, and by God, watch Corbin explode when you say you're not a Batman fan.
Yeah,
but if Batman's not your speed and you're looking for something, you're a nostalgic video game player, Boom's got something right up your alley, as they announced today that Mega Man, the video game character Mega Man, is getting his new comic book series called Mega Man Fully Charged. It's going to be a Boom Studios comic, and it's going to be out in stores in August. So have either of you played the classic Mega Man games, and are you going to check this book out, pick it up, maybe check out issue 1, review it? Jay's like, no, not good. No, not sold. No and no. No and no.
I mean, I played the game. I wasn't good at it. I don't have like an overwhelming rush to pick up a Mega Man comic as I would if it was like, say, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like something outside of my normal bubble, but something I'm still intrigued by. You know what I mean? I'm not getting that by Mega Man, but that doesn't. I mean, I might check it out. Why not? I mean, if I see it and I'm compelled to pick it up, then sure. I think it's interesting. Boom does. I mean, they do a lot with those related properties, so that's really cool. But yeah, again, I'm siding with Jay. I'm not like, oh yeah, can't wait to get my Mega Mooney Man.
Those licensed property, books, they're so hit or miss.
Yep, the quality is
most of the time is kind of miss, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I never know.
I'm with you on it. I mean, again, it's one of those books we'll have to wait and see. If it's around and I look and looks interesting, I will. But I'm not just gonna pick it up just because Mega Man sells. I like to think I'm a little more sophisticated of a comic reader.
That's right.
I mean, Mega Man does sell, but it's not like Joker selling. Ooh. But yeah, so like we said in the previous story, if you were looking forward to Batman's the Three Jokers story that's coming out that was supposed to start soon, well, thanks coronavirus, because due to Diamond being shut down and distributing issues and DC taking so long to get their distribution back up, that series has now been pushed to the end of the summer. So boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
I can wait another few months. I'm excited, man. I was sick of the big multi-book crossovers. Now I just want something big and fun like that. I'm really looking forward to that.
On a big event book?
Yeah.
Not a big event. I don't know. Marvel's failed events have kind of turned me off the big event books.
Oh yeah. I mean, I haven't been, but now since we had like nothing, I'm just jonesing for that.
I really just want some more Year of the Villain. Just kidding. Speaking of events that just sucked.
You got some more Year of the Villain, huh? I could probably get you that.
Okay.
Some more Perpetua.
Yeah. And more zombies of everything, because that always is a hit.
Well, that DC, the Deceased, that was actually kind of a surprise for me, because I bought that expecting it to just suck, and it doesn't. It's actually pretty good. I've been surprised.
The Deceased, yeah, you're right. I was another one. I did not jump on that until after it was trade or getting there, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna read that. And then I'm like, oh wow, it's really not too bad. It's deep, got some layered, good writing. I'm with you.
And the new one, the Unkillables one's just as good.
And I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't really an event, so to speak, but the Tales from the Dark Multiverse, I was a big fan of. Even though it was really just, what if we took whatever X event happened in DC lore and made it happen where things were wrong? Like, it wasn't even like a big twist or something. And toward the end, like, it was even less and less likely there were surprises, but I still enjoyed a deconstruction of a classic story. So yeah, but you're right. I'm with Matt on the train of like events right now. You really have to like sell me, because right now there isn't a lot to go. Oh yeah, like I cannot wait for this one. Last I fell for was the whole 29.9 event, which was just, or is just, blah.
That was weird and confusing.
Yeah, and it didn't even have to be. You have the heroes, they're set in 2099. You're doing an updated take on a series that was done in the 90s. Just make it happen. You know what I mean? It was you're picking up the torch from back then and you're modernizing it. Better. I don't even understand how it became the cluster storm that it did. But when 2020 or 2019, you just only thing I need is some more dystopia.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Marvel has also come out this week and announced their new updated schedule for all of you Wednesday Warriors. And we'll run down a little bit more of this when we do our buyer sell or our buyer pass segment here in a little bit. But coming out Wednesday, May 27th, you've got Amazing Spider-Man 43, Avengers 33, Marauders 10, Star Wars number 1, Dr. Aphra number 1, Venom 25. Then June 3rd, you got Astonishing X-Men by Joss Whedon, the Omnibus hardcover, Ghost Rider Volume 1 trade paperback, Mephisto trade paperbacks, Essential She-Hulk Omnibus. So it looks like the June 3rd is going to be a lot of omnibuses from Marvel and trade paperbacks. So it kind of goes right along with the theory that they're going to be shipping every other week new comics, because Wednesday, June 10th, you got Black Cat 11, Daredevil 20, Deadpool 5, Excalibur 10, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 17, and New Mutants 10. Followed by June 17th, you're getting more omnibuses, hardcovers. Wednesday, June 24th, you're going to get 2020 Rescue number 2, Captain America, Marvel Snapshots 1, Empire 0, Avengers, Immortal Hulk 34, Iron Man 2020, Spider-Ham 5, Star Wars Bounty Hunters 3, and Thor number 5. Then Wednesday, July 1st is more paper trades. Then Wednesday, July 8th, you're getting those new books again. Black Panther and Agents of Wakanda, Doctor Strange, Empire's Fantastic Four, Ghost Rider 7, Marvel's 4, Strange Academy 2, X-Force 10, X-Men God Loves Man Kills Extended Cut. And then the following more collections, then July 15th, you're going to get 2020 I, Wolverine number 1, Amazing Spider-Man 44, Avengers 34, Captain Marvel, Empire number 1, Fantastic Four 21, Giant Size X-Men Magneto number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy 4, Immortal Hulk 35, Spider-Woman 2, and Venom 26. And the list goes on and on. So you're not getting books. Like I said, Marvel, it looks like the intel we got last week from the comic shop was right. Marvel is shipping new books about every other week. Surprisingly, though, what's not on this list? We're not getting a new X-Men book until Wednesday, July 29th. That's when that's when issue 10 of X-Men comes out, along with X Factor number 1.
Marauders, right, but not Excalibur.
But we were in a time where, and I understand the Corona, but we were in a time where you were getting a new X-Men book every week.
We were almost being inundated with relentless titles from X-Men. You're right. It was Children of Adam, X-Men, New Mutants, again and again and again. Actually, though, I think this is refreshing because we were getting so many. It was getting annoying. The quality was just all over the place. I felt like I was throwing money at different X books. And now we get a break to reset, reassess, maybe catch up on old stories to kind of see where we are. And then hopefully with this break, they can focus again on quality over the quantity they were cranking out.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Agree. I mean, their line, like I said, their current list of what's coming, it goes well to the end of July. So it looks like we're probably not going to see a more consistent schedule for Marvel Comics until until August. So it looks like Marvel's going to be a little bit scarce until August, because what else is on there? We don't have the final couple issues of J.J. Abrams' Spider-Man. There's a lot of books that we're missing. We have Symbiote Spider-Man Alien Reality number 5, but there's a lot of books, a lot of Star Wars books here, but a lot of the books, Marvel books that we're selling heavy. There's no Wolverine. I can't believe we're not going to get. Oh, sorry, issue 3 of Wolverine comes out July 22nd, so there is that. But there's not a lot of depth there.
It's be a shallow kind of pool.
I figured we were gonna get a little bit more. I mean, we're getting a lot more. I mean, you're I don't know, man. You're getting a lot of your classics, Spider-Man, like Amazing Spider-Man line and Venom's kicking off to the new Venom new Venom summer crossover storyline event with Null. That's why all those Null books are hot right now. But there's not a lot there's not a lot. So I mean, if you've got those, I know we were saying, we were inundated with X-Men books, one right after the other every week. So if you want to catch up on X-Men, I think now's the perfect time to do it. And you can get all caught up on the Hickman's X-Men run and get ready for the new books, because I'm assuming August they're going to kick off the second wave of X-Men books that was started with Wolverine and X-Factor. So we'll see what comes up with that. But that's the biggest stories in the comic book industry right now and what's going on. So DC still shipping. We'll get into DC's schedule, and we do a little bit of buyer pass. We'll get into next week's schedule as far as what's coming out and go from there. But let's talk. Do you guys got any books you want to review this week? I know new books came out. I picked up one from Karen Gillan. What was the name of the book, Jay? Ludocrats, yes. And I've actually got it right here. Ludocrats. I picked up the Virgin variant. This book wasn't for me. Karen Gillan, I mean, it seems like everything he writes turns to gold and is instantly going to be a product of a TV show or Netflix series. Die is popular. Once and Future is a huge book too. But I can't get into his writing. So I wanted to review this book, but I don't feel like I can give it a fair review. I've seen a lot of people give it high praise. I read the first 6 pages and it just was not my cup of tea. So I don't want to crap all over this book because it might be good. I think this is going to be one of those books where I say go out and check it out for yourself. Because it was just, the art was weird, the story was weird. It's just, I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, dude, I picked that up too, and it's not my style. It's really I don't know, man. For lack of a better term, it's like really like wacky and zany and bizarre, and it's not not my thing.
Yeah, speaking of not my thing, I picked up Red Hood Outlaws 45, and sorry, I got muted there. Picked up Red Hood Outlaws 45, and let me just announce the team real quick. It was Scott Lobdell, Paula Pantalina, Arif Prianto, and then Troy Pateri. And basically it was following the Outlaws who were fighting against a group called the Entitled. The Entitled had secretly infested hundreds of people in Karak, and they were attacking the city. And there was a character, to even complicate things, a character, Essence, had possessed the body of Jason's on and off girlfriend, Isabel, and she's like a wild card in it. It was just a weird book. It felt like it was trying to do too much in one issue, but yet it somehow also managed to be like, oh, page, oh, we're done. And that's a common, I guess, issue of books in the middle of an arc as it's continuing, because you're stuck between wanting to continue on the story as well as like trying to fight being a filler issue. And this book somehow managed to be both the filler issue and like moving too fast at the same time. It did introduce a new character who her name is Mistress. And she basically is like almost like a Wonder Woman, like evil version, like another kind of Wonder Woman. Like, I think Artemis or one of those like temporary placements, or Donna Troy as someone who are more associated with Wonder Girl. But she's one who is apparently seems to be a powerful hero that's a deadlier version of Wonder Woman. That was interesting to see. And this was when Artemis fighting off Essence and Karak, and then they encounter her. And that's something I'll be interested to see how it continues, because she looks like just a deadlier version of that, and that's intriguing. But aside from that, the book wasn't a whole lot to talk about, and unfortunately, it was also one book I picked up this week to kind of really dig into. So I'm not gonna down into it. Like Matt was saying, I'm not gonna give it too much crap. It just wasn't the taste I was looking for coming off a layoff, and I get that.
Yeah, we're talking off air a little bit, and I've been struggling to get back into Red Hood since Metal.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to jump in various places, and I don't know, man. I just can't grab on.
Yeah, it's still, I think it's still trying to find its footing as well. I like the fact that it's going off the story arc. Fighting the Untitled is interesting. If you ever go back to read some of the earlier ones, I like the direction they're going in. But you're right. It was like, oh, we had this big event, and the fallout from that event is picking up the pieces and continuing on, which was kind of an issue. And now it's a matter of, okay, we've kind of gotten all the characters back into a place, and now we're trying to continue on a new storyline, but it's keeping that I guess value going up and not having a lot of lulls in it. And I feel like unfortunately this book was one of those referred to lulls.
It's too bad.
Yeah. Next time. It's all good.
Next time, baby. Next time.
I was just watching Iron Man yesterday. That's funny. I'm still mad about that. But anyways, yeah.
What about Jay? What about you, Jay? You got anything this week that caught your radar that you picked up?
Well, I picked up Wonder Woman number 755 and DC Deceased Unkillables number 3, which I haven't read yet, but I'm fairly certain it's going to be good. And I picked up Year Zero from AWA Upshot. And so, like Corbin, I'll read off the creative team. It's written by Benjamin Percy, art by Ramon Rosanas, colorist by Lee Loughran, and letters by Sal Cipriano. And it's Year Zero's, so it's a zombie book, but what sets it apart is so issue number 1, zombie book, but there's not really any zombies in it. There's a lot of, you kind of see them in the background, and what this issue does is it follows maybe 4 or 5 different people all around the world, all walks of life, and their experience in seeing the zombie plague coming into their life. So there's like a scientist drilling, up like in the North Pole. There's like a Mexican, like a homeless teenage kid in Mexico. There's like a doomsday prepper guy. There's a Japanese assassin, and it shows these guys, like I said, just seeing this start to happen. So it's a lot of character build up, a lot of, and it's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. I think it was paced really well. And the trouble with books like this is a lot of times when you introduce too many characters like this right off the bat, they start to kind of blend in your mind. But this was a lot, Benjamin Percy did a really good job of writing these characters well. And so they do stand out, and they're memorable. So, and the art's really good. The pace of the story is really good. I'm definitely going to be there for issue 2.
I'm jealous. I really wanted to get that book. I saw it on the coming out this week, and it's a book I wanted, but unfortunately it's not one that any of my local shops carry it. I'm going to try and see if I can get them to order for issue 1 for me, because I don't want it digital, because there's some inside sources that tell that say that this, keep your eye on this, because this could be a Walking Dead number 1 situation. This could be a Walking Dead situation, low print run book that might get optioned for a TV show depending on how well it goes. We don't know how the world loves their zombies in The Walking Dead, so keep an eye on that book. Is what I've been told. So I'm gonna see if I can get my local shop to kind of order me a physical copy.
Yeah, man, it's worth getting a physical copy. It's pretty good.
But all right. So what would you give it, Jay? You said you're definitely coming back for issue 2?
Oh yeah. Gosh, out of what do we do, 5?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'd give it a 4.25.
Ooh.
And the only reason why it's not higher is, like I said, it's all set up. Like there's not a lot of action, or there's not a lot of, it doesn't get to the meat of the of any story really. It's just kind of setting up the play. But the way he set it up, man, it's really good. It seems like it's going to be really good.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, so I mean that's it. It was a small week, unless you were a DC fan, and even then, a lot of the DC books were reprints.
Yep.
So it was a small week.
Big DC fan.
But let's get into our discussion for the night. Our spinner rack spins discussion, and as the spinner rack turns discussion. There you go. Jay brought up a question in our chat a few weeks ago. We have a Facebook chat that we all talk about the show and topics in, and he brought up the discussion about comic mystery boxes and whether they're worth your time. And I've kind of done a little bit of research on them and been watching the last couple of days YouTube videos on people buying comic boxes, $1,000 comic mystery boxes from YouTube, and they've been going through and pulling out what they get in them. And suffice it to say, if you were to take a census on the amount of the value of the books they receive versus how much they spent on it, I would say in that sense, they're not worth the money. And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if you guys run into the same consensus or if you feel the same way, but I feel like you're not getting your value in comic mystery boxes. And I personally stay away from them because of that exact reasoning. They always advertise, oh, well, you can get a Spider-Man 121 in here, or a Secret Wars number 8, or, Spider-Man 101. You can get all these great key books in these mystery boxes. You have a chance, and that entices you to do it. But then you got to think, you're spending $100 on a 1 out of how many issues chance? And are you getting that value back? Of what you're getting really worth that $100 value? Now, of course, if you get that big money book, it's going to be definitely, you're coming out on the, everything's coming up Millhouse for you at that point, and everything's coming up aces. So, but most of the time, you're not going to get that big money book. So, what I know, Corbin, you've been kind of snared by the trap that is comic book mystery boxes in the past. Kind of what's your stance on the mystery box now? How do you feel about it months and maybe a year later from the last time you bought one?
I feel like so it's more nuanced. When I first started, I was gung-ho about them. For me, I'm one of the people, I'm a shopper, yes, but I'm also one who thrives off adrenaline and excitement and, oh, what's in the mystery box? You can get this. Oh, great. And so I was jumping for any and all of them, especially the themed boxes. If you go to Comic-Cons, you know exactly what I mean. There are a ton of them, and it's so easy to fall into the trap. And for me now, I mean, I've had some good experiences, some decent ones. I've had some horrible experiences where I spend like $30-40 and I have like a bunch of like Vigilante or something where it's like, oh, well, that wasn't great. Wasn't even worth the $40 to spend. But I think a lot of it now is really just knowing, as to the best of your ability, knowing who you're kind of dealing with and also the value that could be gained from it. So if you're paying like a premium on a mystery box, then like, yes, you want the grand prize, but obviously the mystery box already kind of skewed against you in the fact that luck is kind of, or the odds being in your favor of picking the correct box and what you could get. So for me, it's okay. If I'm paying, let's say, $50 for a mystery box, I like to ask, hey, now I do at least, what other options are there? What are the chances I come out with a dud? You know what I mean? Because the person who makes the box, in terms of, oh, you can come out with this. And if they keep going by, oh, you can win this or you can win that. And not talk about, oh, well, you could have a box of just, I don't know, some 1992 limited edition Howard the Duck, whatever the case may be. Then it's like, okay, now I kind of weigh my costs. Because for me, I'm always going to be a sucker for them. I love them. I think they're exciting. I think they're fun. I think the chance of walking away with the seal is kind of why anyone does any gambling or anything of that sort. Like, it's to a lesser extent exciting to kind of see what you can pull from that. At the same time, I'm not one for just throwing money away, and a lot of times on mystery box you can certainly do that. So I say do your research beforehand. Definitely be up and honest with the person you're buying the mystery box from. Like, what are the available odds here? So if it's like one grand prize out of 50 boxes, no, I'm probably not doing that, because the chances of me getting something else is not likely, and they're still going to sell all the boxes regardless. It's not like, oh, the grand prize winner's gone. Okay, well, we're done. That's not how that works. So I would just say do your research, check out a little bit. Don't fall for my snare, which is, oh, mystery box. Oh, boy. You know, give it a little time and kind of do your research. But I would not say no to them because, yeah, they can be a waste of money, but they can also be kind of exciting. And even if you don't walk away with the grand prize, you might walk away with a decent run of books that, you know, you would not have touched otherwise. I walked away with Vigilante. I was like, wow, I never heard of it. I might as well read it. I read it. I wish I hadn't, but I mean, them's the breaks.
So keep you away from Las Vegas is what I got out of your story.
Keep me away from Las Vegas, especially keep me away from Las Vegas comic shop mystery boxes.
See,
Yes.
How many?
I'm not a fan.
Are you one of those guys that go to Con Corbin and buy those stupid like mystery boxes that they sell there, like
Yes.
the Nintendo mystery box or like the
No,
the Avengers
Well,
mystery?
if you-
They see you coming from a mile away. I'm sorry, I forgot you bought bootleg DVDs from the bootleg vendor, so they see you coming a mile away, huh? Just
live and learn, right? Live and learn.
1967 Spider-Man animated series, and there was the 1981 Spider-Man animated series. I had no idea that they were bootlegged. I was dumb. I saw them, and
not
it wasn't
dumb,
even a good deal.
just gullible.
I got both of them for like $65. Wasn't even a great deal. Only to go and realize that they played the intro as a loop, and that was your main menu. And then they were literally taped together inside the box. So I was gullible on that. But I will tell a story. I wanted Matt to go with me to go mystery box shopping, and he wanted to stay and rest after holding all the stuff he bought at the last Comic-Con we went to. But had he gone with me like I asked him to, we would have went to a con mystery box, and I would have asked him, hey Matt, should I get this? And I guess he would have said no.
I would have told you hell no.
But yeah, depending on what I get, I mean, it's part of the fun of the con. I think it's part of the excitement. It's like kind of that carnival kind of fair type atmosphere to it. Yeah, you're meeting your creators. I don't want to go too far away from the mystery box theme, but to me, that's part of it. If I have enough money and it's within reason, yeah, I don't mind spending 20 on a mystery box. Sure.
To me, it's 100% value for your dollar. So if you're gonna buy, like I've been in a big kick of buying. Like I said, since cons have been canceled, and I have a little bit of extra spending money because I was saving up for those cons. I've been able to buy key Spider-Man issues in high grade. I'm getting the value for my money because I know if for any reasons I need to turn around and flip it, I can at least make my money back on that issue. And that's how I always look at comics is the value. Is it worth the value of your buck? Because if you go into and buy a mystery box for $100 and you only get $40 worth of stuff, you got taken for a ride. Like you're basically left there holding your junk in your hand. Like there's no value in that.
$100 is a lot for a mystery box,
and it's all enticing. It's enticing. Of course, they're gonna put that one big issue that you want right there for you to see, but are you gonna get that issue? Probably not. And I see it, like I've seen it at my local comic shop too. I go and on Black Friday they were doing comic mystery box, $100 comic mystery box, and people were buying them like crazy. But me, who's an avid collector, and I'm sure they are too, not knocking avid collectors if this is your thing, but I'm like, I work hard for my money, so am I getting the value I feel like my money's worth? When you break it up, if you take that $100 and you buy a couple books here and a couple books there, yeah, you might not be getting as many books as you might in a mystery box, but you're getting your value. You're getting your money's worth. So,
I see what you're doing.
I'd rather pick and choose and use that $100 to buy what I want rather than be like, ooh, let me take a chance on getting this book that's worth double what the $100 I'm paying for it. But what's the chance of
it being a dud?
Of you getting that book, and what's the odds of it being a dud? And I can tell you what, with my luck, because if there was no such thing as bad luck, or if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. I'm not getting my money's worth in that. I'm spending $100 on a bunch of fodder that I don't want.
that nobody wants. That's why it's in
Yeah.
that box.
And I get that. And sometimes you can, I mean, you go on YouTube, you go wherever, and you see boxes that are like, wow, that was a sham. You know, like, yeah, that one good book that's promised is in there, but you're really just getting a bunch of books at random or a bunch of books that are clearly on someone's like dollar bin list or whatever. And mind you, I don't even mind if it's labeled like, okay, you're getting a dollar bin box. I don't mind that. That's not a problem for me. I think there's some value to be had in those. But you're right. I mean, Matt just put it so eloquently in terms of having value for your dollar. Excuse me. And I think maybe balancing the excitement and joy of possibly getting a mystery box. I think that's part of the fun. I think you can't discount that. If everyone looks at it analytically, then there's no reason to have a mystery box to begin with. Oh, well, based off the percentage of this by that per quota, then I'm not. No, like, yeah, I get certain money that you want to just throw your money away frivolously. But at the same time, there's an element of fun to the mystery box, hence the name. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it'd be just a classic set and you would pay your price on it. You know what I mean? So for some, you know, if it's something fun or you're getting something like, I don't know, a friend, a birthday or something, it's something random that, hey, I can win something big. And if not, I have, 15 or 20 comics. Sure. But I see exactly what you're saying in terms of like being thoughtful in terms of how you go about that and not just expecting, oh, I'm going to hit it big or have great value, because odds are you're not, because that's why it's also in a mystery box.
Exactly. And as a collector, when I'm a collector, I'm starting runs. So I want to fill runs,
Right.
That's the ultimate goal as a collector, is to say, I have an entire run of that. I have an entire run of that. I have an entire run of that. Like, it feels good as a collector to be like, I have an entire run of the first volume of Miles Morales, or I have an entire run of Walking Dead, or I have an entire run of Superior Spider-Man, or whatever book you choose to collect. I have an entire run of Batman New 52. You want that entire run, and why not spend your money more wisely to solidify that run versus a mystery box that, yeah, might have an issue you need, but think of the other 20 fodder books you're getting that aren't getting you anywhere. It's just clutter. It's just taking up more room in your long box or short box or whatever you do. But what was I going to say? I've completely blanked on what I was going to say. Good night, everyone. Yeah, I don't know. I completely forgot where I was going with that.
Even if you're not a collector, even as just a reader, you want some, runs, an arc that you can read. With so many of these books that seem like they're just randomly placed in here. You look at pick one up that you never heard of, and it's in the middle of an arc. You don't even know what's going on. There's 30 pages of, well, that seems cool. Now, if I want to know what's going on, I have to get the last couple and then the next couple. But I guess, like Corbin said, it is kind of a cool way to introduce yourself to stuff you normally wouldn't pick up. But,
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say it's situational, because if you're just starting out and you're just starting in the collection and you want to get a lot of books real quick and just to solidify and start your collection, then maybe mystery boxes is the way to go, because you never know what you're going to get in there. You never know what you're going to get that can pique your interest, that you want to start collecting those runs. That's fine. I think maybe it's better to say, instead of avoid comic book mystery boxes altogether, it's to judge your current level of collecting, or where you're at in your collecting phase or life right now. Are you a beginner just starting out looking for what you want to collect, or are you that collector that's trying to put together runs? Because if you're trying to put together runs, mystery boxes aren't going to be your friend.
Yeah. I'd much rather spend my money on, like, how comic book stores, some of them, Bookman's does this too, but they'll put together, runs and story arcs, like, and volumes of books, 10 books together. And I would rather spend money on something like that.
I feel you. Yeah. And your LCS would do that as well, in terms of having, a whole run of this limited edition, as you were saying, or a whole DC's 1 million or whatever the case may be. The Dark Multiverse, I picked up a set just as collected. And that's great too. Again, you know what you're getting. is more bang for your buck. And I have to piggyback off of you and Matt's points of where you're at. If you're a reader, I think it's interesting. It puts you in a spot where you're picking books that maybe you wouldn't normally pick up. It forced you to read books that make spin of storylines that you hadn't discovered yet. And now it's piqued your interest enough that you're going to go, oh, wow, let me check out such and such book and go from there. So I think that that's cool. But again, if you're a collector, fiscally responsible, it is not, because you don't know, you might have duplicates. You might not be filling what you're looking for. It might just be some arcane title from who knows when the buck. And then you're trying to figure out like what to do with that. So I think it's interesting though, like that, the phenomenon that is mystery boxes in general. I mean, you go to like 9 out of 10 comic shops and there's some version of that, you know, themed or whatever the case may be, with trade paperbacks or slabs or whatever, you know. I'm looking at one earlier. I was doing research for the show, and I'm gonna say it right now, I basically added to my shopping cart. I kind of duped myself into getting a 5-pound mystery box for $19.
Where from?
Mile High City Comics.
They're gonna mail it to you.
I saw that.
We'll have to have you open that live on the show then.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. You should do that.
We're done. When I get it, I will.
Wait, how much was it? How much did you say it was?
19.
I watched a guy on YouTube.
I'll send you the link.
I watched a guy on YouTube order a $500 mystery box. All right. He made his money back by $10. So it was a bunch of fodder and one slab. And the one slab was like an Amazing Spider-Man off-key issue that you'd find in a dollar bin. And it was slabbed at a 9.8. Whoever slabbed it spent more money on the slabbing process than they did on the value of the book. Like the book was only like a $4 book, and that's what set him over the top. But he got a bunch of like Katie Keene and Archie and Jughead and just weird stuff that he wasn't collecting. And you could just hear the disappointment and shame in his voice as he's showing another book and showing the next book. And just, you can see he's like, well, I guess, I mean, I came out ahead because I came up by $10, but nothing in that whole box, that whole $500 he spent, nothing in there was what he was going to keep.
Yeah, that's a lot of money,
you know? And it's just like, oh man, like you can't, and I see them all over eBay. Like as I've been buying books lately and buying Spider-Man stuff, I'm seeing it all over eBay. They're like mystery boxes, and they're showing you Hulk 181s, and they're showing you, you know, Amazing Fantasy 15s, and they're showing you Amazing Spider-Man 121s and Walking Dead key issues, and like all these massive key issues to entice you, to clickbait you almost into buying that box. And when you get it, you're going to get a bunch of fodder, like DuckTales 5 or, you know, something stupid like that.
I feel you on that.
But
for sure. So that's, again, part of the allure. People are still going to fall for it. But yeah, I can't wait to get when I get my 5-pound mystery box. I got you guys. Live.
So, but
yeah, man,
it's 2020. Let's take a census. Let's feel the room. Mystery boxes, yay or nay? Let's start with Jay, and that all rhymed.
Nay.
DJ Matt in the building.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Yenazy. No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Ye just to kind of keep it interesting. Plus, like I said, depending on what you're going there for, I think mystery boxes are worth the ad. Depending on what you're going for, you just have to know what it is.
So we can see that Corbin wants to stay gullible. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm not trying to be gullible, but listen.
Nothing wrong with Corbin staying gullible.
Let me give one more little plea here.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
If you're a serious comic collector, no. If you're someone who's just, I love the stories first and foremost. I'm collecting.
He's speaking to people. He had to lean forward into the camera so he could speak to you.
You see this? If you can hear me, just know that I'm like speaking into your soul. But right now, what I'm trying to say is, if you're a serious comic collector, then probably not. But if you're someone who's a reader first and foremost, or someone who, in my case, collecting is almost a byproduct or an extra bonus of getting books, I think it's worth the investment depending on the price. Because yeah, you might get some total crap. You might. More than likely, you're going to find more than a few books you might regret getting. But you might find that one or two that might kickstart you into a storyline or something that you may like, maybe a creative team that you had not known of beforehand. And I think the return on investment for that, while not immediately due to the money you spent, can pay off dividends later in your comic book reading and collecting career. So there's my point.
Yeah. Hey, and you never know. It might just be worth it for the bags and boards. You know?
Ditch the books. Back to the books. There we go. There we go. Let's hear Matt's take.
To me, it's a no-go. No-go. Like I said, I guess it's going to depend on where you are in your collecting life, your collecting adventure. And if you're starting out, they're good because you can kind of feel out and maybe find yourself something that you want to collect. Maybe get yourself an early issue of something that you want to get a run of, build a run of. That's fantastic. But if you're an avid collector and you're a weekly warrior and you're a Wednesday warrior and you're in shops every week buying books, your value and your buck is going to go further by buying those individual issues to successfully complete that run, that rather than trying to luck out in mystery boxes. So to me, I'm going to say no, but it's a situational no to ride that line.
But honestly, if I was at a con with Corbin and I saw his, fevered look in his eye,
Phoenix,
I'd probably buy one for $20, but that's as high as I'll go, man. I know way to do $100,
sir. I will see.
Yeah, his feverish look at Joe. I would say wait until he opens that box and you see that joy turn to regret and disappointment.
Yeah, what's that frown?
Yeah.
What's that smile turn to frown?
Yeah.
As soon as I get it, we have to go. I don't care when, because I'm not going to be able to hold it for 2-3 days. My anticipation will go wild. Okay, sounds good.
But all right, we're into that segment. We're almost out of time for this week's episode, so let's get to it. Let's get to the segment I think most people look forward to if you're a weekly warrior, and that is buy or pass. So we're gonna go ahead and run down through some of the new books that are coming out next week from the big publishers, and we're gonna task our panel of the three of us whether they're books that should be bought or passed. Let's go ahead and start with Boom Studios. Boom is making a name for itself as of late. Coming in next week from Boom Studios, we have Power Rangers number 40.
Huh.
Are you going to be reading that run?
I won't.
It's going to be
listen.
That's a pass from Jay.
I was gonna say it's a pass for me. I'm gonna say it's a pass for me. I'm partial to the Power Ranger Boom Studio kind of occasional outputs. I can't remember one big story that sticks with me, but in general, you find some good ones, and sometimes really the art really just makes it pop so much. That being said, nah, I'm not gonna do it.
Saban's Go-Go Power Rangers 31. Is that gonna be a buy or pass?
Pass.
That's a no for me, dog.
I'm going to say buy. Go-Go Power Rangers has been really good. It's coming to the end of its run. So if that's a series that you're already collecting, I'm going to say that's a definite buy for me. Dark Horse, they don't really have anything too good. A bunch of Disney stuff. Let's go to DC. Aquaman 59. Buy or pass?
I don't know. I've got, before the whole COVID thing, I got the last few issues of Aquaman. I don't know, man. At this point right now, probably pass.
I mean, it's called Throwdown for the Throne. It's Aquaman versus Orm. I might check it out. Probably not. Aquaman's not exactly my cup of tea, but it might be something to look at.
All right. Basket Full of Heads, 7 of 7, issue 7 of the 7-issue run.
Oh, big yes. Definitely yes.
You know what's funny? I've not gotten into it, but I've heard so many good things, especially from Jay here. Not only am I going to pick up that one, I'm looking to pick up the entire run. So, yes, give me all the hill that you may.
So I think Basket Full of Heads for me is going to be a no. I'm going to pass. I'm going to wait for the trade. Issue 7 of 7. I don't know. I'll look and see how easy it is to get in the first 6, but if not, wait for the trade since it's at issue 7 out of 7. Batman and the Outsiders number 12.
For me, that's a pass.
That's a pass.
I'm on it
as well.
I will be getting it. I'm picking up most of the Batman titles, so I will find it and we'll be letting you guys know whether or not it is worth the investment next week. But I will be all over it. Yes.
Batman
Beyond 43.
Also,
Corbin, you're probably gonna get. It's a pass for me, probably.
Oh yeah, I'm all over it. I loved the work that Dan Jargens has done on it. Sean Chen has done amazing on the artwork. You already had the mystery of Batwoman. That's been solved. Terry McGinnis had amnesia through the last, 8 weeks or so. He's gotten that back. They both had this epic showdown against Blight, who is no longer here as of now. He may be dead. We're not sure, but he's out the picture now. And now it's going to be they're basically having this Terry back. You have Batwoman still around, who is the daughter of Dick Grayson, and now you're gonna have a face-off against Goliath, who is the man-bat pet of Damian Wayne. So this should be interesting to see how it all comes together. I've loved Dan Jurgens' work on Batman Beyond. Cannot emphasize that enough. If you haven't read it, I say get on it. The covers have been amazing as well. I think it's worth it. I'm looking forward to giving a great report next week about this book.
I'm gonna probably go a big fat pass on my end.
Why? Why big fat?
I'm not reading Batman Beyond. I was getting into it just for the Batwoman Beyond stuff, for the flip value. That's pretty much where I sit on that.
Dan Jurgens, that's a great book. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Dan Jurgens is a good writer.
Flash 754.
Yes. I will be on that.
It looks like 753 and 754.
Yeah, that's weird.
I will not be, but the cover looks interesting. It may be something to check out, but it won't be something I see myself taking home with me.
Green Lantern Season 2, number 3.
Yeah.
Also, no. But again, that's not really so much because of anything about the Green Lantern book. I have to be reacquainted with it. Just reading the Batman titles right now and venturing out to Justice League and such.
An issue that did not, a series that did not survive the coronavirus pandemic. Harley Quinn 72.
Good.
Yeah, but apparently it was always in the plan for it to cancel when it would. So did it not survive, or was it going to come to its natural conclusion? Usually when the creator of said book or the creative team around it says that they always plan for it to happen, they didn't plan for it to happen. But that being said, yeah, I'm not. I mean, it's already at its natural conclusion, didn't make it. It's a shame. It was an interesting book, as Harley Quinn books go. But yeah, pouring out.
Hawkman 23.
Nah, that's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, me too.
He-Man and the Masters of the Multiverse, number 6 of 6.
Jeez,
I know you've been reading that series, Jay.
I bought the first one, and it was kind of awful.
He-Man and the Masters of Save Your Damn Money. No.
Wonder Woman 755.
Yes. You know, I'm on the fence with that. I'm gonna give it a big fat on the fence. Also, by the way, Matt, the last 3 you haven't given us a take. Are you gonna you in this? I mean, what you think about Wonder Woman?
Passing on all of these.
Oh, okay. You're done for DC. Yeah, I'm not doing Wonder Woman as well. But it might be something I look at. I'm kind of on the fence on checking out and seeing what it is. Again, Jay's been kind of on it, so kind of just gleaning a little bit from information from over there.
Teen Titans 41.
Probably not.
I might check it out. It looks interesting. Apparently, one of the Titans won't make it, and I'm a sucker for one of those.
Ooh.
Yep.
You're the Villain, Hell Arisen, number 3 of 4. Oh, it's a third printing. Never mind.
I was about to say for me,
they all came out, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nothing big from IDW. They have some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Urban Legend stuff.
Reprints, I think.
Jay, Image Comics time. 20XX number 4.
I'll have to go up with a pass on that.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on that one too, since I didn't read it after issue 2. On to Marvel. We ran down that earlier. Amazing Spider-Man 43.
Yes.
I don't know. I was all over Amazing Spider-Man before, and then just some horrible runs for me. I know Nick Spencer's on it. I mean, it's Spider-Man and Boomerang. It's apparently Peter Parker's life will change forever. I'm on the fence on that one as well. I'll kind of see how I feel when I pick it up, but I kind of gave up on all of Spider-Man come the beginning of the year. Yeah, it just wasn't doing it for me. It just wasn't. The 29 event, it just wasn't working out for me. But I love Spider-Man. He's one of my favorites. So like I feel like I have to give another break on it. And you know what? It's a new beginning. So I might check it out. But I'm squarely on the fence there.
Avengers 33.
Yes.
Cover looks sick. It's Moon Knight versus Avengers. I might have to check that one out.
Marauders number 10. That's a definite for me. That's a buy for me. Number 10, Marauders. Hopefully we finally get to figure out after all these weeks what happened to Kitty Pryde and if she is or is not dead. Or, well, we know that she's dead, but if they can bring her back to life or not. Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 1.
Yes.
You're returning back to the galaxy far, far away?
I will be there.
I think that's going to be a no for me.
Star Wars died with me with The Last Jedi.
Venom 25. I'm all in for Venom 25 because they're building towards the cross or the summer event with Null. So I'm all over Venom 25, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different covers.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that'll be fun. I mean, I think it's going to be the fallout from Venom Island. Like you said, it's going to be going to the new summer event. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I might get that.
Yeah, that's solid. That's really it.
Cover. It's their special oversized 25th issue Venom Island final. Caught between Brock and a hard place. It's Eddie Brock must make a life-altering decision. How does Eddie move on from the events of Venom Island?
There you
so
go.
yes, I'm all in for that. I am all in. There it is. So, there it is.
Only 5 books from Marvel next week. Like you said, we knew some of this was going to happen, but still.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to see that, you know?
Yeah, it's gonna be rough sailing for a while, guys, I think. But
we'll weather the storm here on the spinner rack.
Yeah. You guys, anything else you guys want to touch on this week before we get out of here?
Not too much. I think we kind of covered it in depth. Again, just pouring out for the fact that I would be at a Comic-Con with you guys. But aside from that, I think it was a good show, and I'm glad we have some books to at least talk about, look forward to project, and I love the conversation on the mystery boxes.
All right.
Ditto.
Well, I know this is coming out Sunday, so I'm just going to say now congratulations on your returning to the 100th episode of Couch Crunchers, Jay. I'm sure you guys are going to have a great show or had a great show by the time everyone sees this.
I'll have thank
you.
Guys, as always, I want to thank you all for checking us out. Please make sure to watch Absolute Geek Podcast every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time over on our YouTube channel. This same channel here watching Spinner Rack on. Make sure to check us out live every Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or Arizona time, however you want to look at it. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. for more Spinner Rack. If this is your first time watching us, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Turn that bell on so you get notifications every Sunday when we go live. If you're watching us on the playback or listening to us on Monday on any of your podcasting platforms, please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Leave us a review as it helps us tremendously in the podcasting standings. And as always, for this week's episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast of Tales from the Spinner Rack, I'm Matt.
I am Corbin.
And I'm Jay.
Saying we'll see you next Sunday, same Spinner Rack time, same Spinner Rack channel, and always stay Excelsior.